This is the updated guide on how to integrate Slack with Salesforce. Since Salesforce bought Slack, there is a direct integration and there is no need in using any other third-party software. So we will have a look at both ends of this integration. We will cover how to exactly configure Slack, and we will also see how we have to set up Salesforce in order for the integration to work. So before we start, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the SF Happio channel so you get also other videos on how exactly to use Slack together with Salesforce once the integration is set up. And if you get any value out of this video, please hit the thumbs up button and like this video. So let's start. Okay, so let's have now a look how this integration looks like inside of both systems. A few assumptions. First of all, I assume that you have a Slack account and also that you have a Salesforce account. For this integration here and for demonstrating the integration, I've created a free playground of Salesforce Trailhead. And also the Slack version is the free version, so the integration works with both free versions of both softwares. So let's start, and as mentioned, we will start at the Slack end of the integration by first of all installing and setting up the connector. So for that reason, you click here on the browse Slack and you click here on apps, and Slack will show you now all kinds of integrations and add-ons that you can install. So let's search here for Salesforce and we click here add. So the page of the directory shows up, the Slack app directory, and here you can click this button here, add to Slack. And you already see here that this is a 3-step process. We will see those same 3 steps later on also in Slack. So let's again click here now, add to Slack as a first step. And here you're asked to grant those permissions, and you have to allow all of them in order for the integration to work. Once we click the allow button, we've been taken into the Salesforce software, because we also have to provide here confirmation. And I already see that this is the correct org. This is the Trailhead playground that I've just created for this reason. So I allow. And here I'd like to stay in the browser, so I click here cancel and I'll open Slack in the browser. That was actually easy. So you see here already that now Salesforce is running and is also connected to our Trailhead playground. And let's make a first test to see if this works in the most simple way. So we go here to Salesforce and let's create an account. Let's call this account testing integration Slack Salesforce Inc. and we'll save it. And now let's look for this account in Slack. So we go to Slack, and in a certain channel that you would like to search for, you can choose every channel that you like. You simply click here slash, and then you've been shown that Salesforce is working here, and you can click here on Salesforce, and you have now 3 options. I will dig in a bit deeper into each of those options and what you can do with them in another video. Therefore, make sure you follow this channel. But here, this is just to prove that the integration is working. We can click here, find and share a record. So let's look for testing. And under account, this account really shows up. And from here, we can view the record. Some basic information is given. I mean, I haven't populated a lot of fields. And the next thing is you could share this information here in this channel. Let me just share another record that is a bit nicer. Let's look for United. Here you also see the effect that within Slack, the keyword and the records that are found are split up into the objects where this information is found. So under account, you have a few United records. Under contact, you see the contacts that are related to those accounts, and it also shows opportunities that can be displayed. So inside here, I could choose, for example, the first one. I can view the record, and here really more information is provided. And as a next step, I could share this information inside this channel. You can choose here the channel and share it. Great. So that was actually the easy part, configuring the integration on the Slack part. If I click here on Salesforce, then I see 3 steps again. I see that first of all, I need to connect the 2 accounts. This we have done already. And as a next step, I have to add the companion app in Salesforce. As next step, let's add the companion app in Salesforce. For that reason, we are clicking this button here. So we are taken to the App Exchange of Salesforce. Good, we verify that this is the correct app, Salesforce for Slack, and we can install it by clicking here. Get it now. And let's double check that the domain is correct, Curious Raccoon. And here as well, Curious Raccoon. That's the correct environment. And I'll click here this button to install it. Again, I'm using here the Trailhead org test environment, which is like a production environment. Therefore, I had to click the production installation. Here you see again an overview on what we are installing, and I confirm and install it. Let's go follow the link of the installation, and here, as with each other package, you need to define for which users, so for which profiles this should be granted. I click here all users, and I'm installing. Here again, you need to provide access to third-party services, which are basically subdomains of Salesforce and Slack. So I can grant it and I'll continue. And now this part is the same like with any other installation. The package is installed and you will receive a notification once this is done. Now that the installation is complete, we go to the configuration page of Slack. You can find the configuration of it under the app launcher. And if you look here for Slack, you find Slack setup. So the configuration is not done via setup, but via the Slack app. And here you can see the 5 steps that we need to go through in order to finish the configuration. Let's get started. And the first point is that we need to connect Salesforce to Slack. I'll click here, authorize. And the connection is done because we have Slack open here in the same browser, then automatically those two systems get connected. I'll click finish and we can already move to the second part, enable custom objects. For that reason, I need to create a custom object first. Let me just mention that Slack or this Slack integration already works for certain objects, for certain standard objects such as account, opportunity, and so on. But here you have the chance to enable custom objects as well. I'll quickly create the custom object so you can see how this works. Let's create an object called certification. I'll save it without adding any other fields or anything to it. So let's go now to find this object under the next step. I hit continue. And now the object shows up here under Salesforce objects, which are custom objects. So I can enable the integration for this object, and in addition I can select for which fields should be as well be available on the interface. I can add this, and don't forget to activate the integration. It's described here how it works. Basically, triggers are created for this custom object to be available on the interface, and therefore you need to activate it. Here you can hit automatic activation. So all the code is created for the integration. And once this is done, it should be available to us. Yes, you can see it got activated successfully. So we can continue with the next step, custom alerts. Those are alerts that are available via Slack. So what that means is we create the alerts here in Salesforce, but Slack is actually pulling in the data from such an alert. Let's have a look how this works. I can create here a new alert. Let's call it opportunity. Change stage alert. And the idea is that whenever an opportunity is changing the stage, then Slack should get notified. Let's select opportunity, and here you have the chance to select two types of alerts. Record level means we need to tell the system for which exact opportunity this should be valid, but we would like to choose object level, which means whenever an opportunity is changing a stage, then we should get notified. So basically for all records of this object, the alert is valid. In the next step, we can then define for which fields should trigger this alert. We choose stage, and in our case, we select changed. And you see that now the alert is saved. And let's quickly see where this can be useful. So we could basically go here under Salesforce. And we can click here. It's actually already the third part, but still, let's do this now. So we click here, add bulk alert. And we first have to choose a channel. Let's choose opportunity management. We go for the opportunities. I click here, add to channel. And what you see here is all alerts that are available for opportunity are listed. The first few are built-in alerts, and the last one is the one that we just created. So we can hit this checkbox, we save it, we are done. Close this. And now, whenever an opportunity is changed, let's do this now, then the alert should be triggered. Let's take an opportunity that is in this stage, qualification. Let's change now the stage. And this is actually triggering this alert. And you can see we've been notified now from Slack. Under opportunity management, we can see that this change is listed here, and from here we can again we can open this record and you get some information on this opportunity, and we could then for example post it to this channel so everybody receives the information about this opportunity. Great. So this was the topic of alerts. To refresh here. Don't know why this isn't green. I need to click the finish button, and now this is green as well. As a next step, we need to configure the org. And what that means is that there are two new buttons that can be added to the page layouts that you see here. First of all is the send to Slack button, and the next one is Slack alerts. And let's open up an opportunity before we actually do this. Let's open up our opportunity that got changed as it is by standard. Here are the buttons. There are no Slack buttons here. And what we could do, we could add now those buttons, and here also the best practice is to add those buttons to whatever is relevant. So for now We could add it to the opportunity page layouts, and let's say also to the account page layouts. We hit here add actions to layouts. And this was done successfully. And now let's refresh this page. You can see that there are now 2 new buttons on the opportunity page layout, send to Slack and Slack alerts. So let's try the first one, send to Slack. I click here and I have to choose what I would like to send. So let's stay here with this opportunity and we choose the opportunity management channel. Sorry. The opportunity management channel, and let's add a note. Hey, have a look. Great opportunity. Let's send it to Slack. And if you go now to Slack, then you see that the message arrived. And again, the team could then follow up or have a discussion on that opportunity. Let's go next. And in this next step, we could add the message viewer component. That's a new component from Slack where messages can be seen that come from Slack to Salesforce. They could be added to Lightning pages. Right now, I don't have a Lightning page, so let's just click Finish and do this now manually. So let's add this component here to this opportunity Lightning page. We click here Edit Page. And you find it in this section under Slack. And we can add it to, for example, to this part right under the related component. Let's save it and activate it. Great. Let's go back and have a look to check that that really this component is here. That's our new component. So how this works is that we can go to Slack and we choose here those 3 dots, and from here we can hit the Add to Salesforce button. So here you can choose the record where you would like to post information from here to Salesforce. So let's choose again our opportunity from before. That's this one here. And the message is already sent. How does it look here? Yeah, so the text that we posted was sent here. So basically you can write here some information. Hey, let's all discuss later. So you go to this message and you send this message to Salesforce. And here you can see the message. Great. Last but not least is the fifth point, information or configuration about automation. What this does is that you can create basically a bridge between Salesforce objects and channels in Slack. And you can use this bridge to post information from Salesforce to Slack via process builders and flows. So let's have a look how this works. You add here the plus message destination button, and let's give it a name, account destination. The channel is account management. We save it. And now you can see that we have created a new destination, and this is the way how we could communicate to this channel here. So let's have a look briefly on the process builder, how this could look like. Let's open up the process builder. Let's name it the account creation message. And what we would like to do is that whenever an account is created, we would like to post it to Slack. So we click here, we choose the account, and we'll do this for every account that is created. Obviously, you can create here conditions for which accounts this should be valid, but we go for every account, and here you choose Apex because the communication to Slack is done as via Apex. And here you look for Slack, and let's name it post account creation to Slack. The destination ID is this ID that you have received here. Let's copy this one and we'll post it here. And which record would you like to post? That's the record of this process builder. So you choose here ID. Account ID. And in addition, you could add a message. Let's just make sure that we are coming from the process builder. So let's mention it. Hey, a new account was created. Process builder message. Let's save it and we can activate it. And now let's create a new account. Testing message inc. Let's save it. Good. And now under the account management, we receive this message here. Hey, a new account was created. Process builder message. So this really works. And we get the link to the account that was created. So we have seen how the two systems get integrated. First, we had a look at how to configure Slack, and then we moved to Salesforce and went through those points in order to configure this part of the integration. Please also go and have a look at the other videos that show each of those steps in more depth and also with more detail, so you can really get most out of this connection between Slack and Salesforce. And please, if you got any value out of this video, hit the thumbs up button and like this video, and thanks so much for watching.